What's up, movie lovers? I did not think that the camera was going to start there, so I decided to take a sip of water. But it is J Spice Reviews here. Screwed up my name again. I changed it like 2 months ago, didn't I? I'm gonna fix my PlayStation. Had to exit out of TV and video. I was just trying to get it ready, but whatever. And I'm delaying this way too long, but we're starting the Nightmare on Elm Street series. Welcome to my review, bitch! Hope I don't get demonetized. I don't have ads anyway, but I just felt like saying that, because the man. I'm wearing my Nightmare on Elm Street beanie, and I got my Elm Street shirt on. I know I wore it last week, and I didn't end up doing. Oh, crap. Actually, let me get my notebook, because I want to see when I was going to start this series. I hope you guys were able to hear me right then. Oh yeah, I was gonna start it next week, or last week, but I'm starting it this week. So today, you saw the thumbnail was kind of bad because all I have is this box set. This slipcover is awesome, by the way. All I have is this box set, and there's part one, so I had to take the disc out because I don't own any of them individually. I still need to get Freddy vs. Jason the remake, but I have the PlayStation Store. I got some money in my wallet. I'll probably just rent them. I don't know what I'm going to do about Freddy vs. Jason because I've already reviewed it on this channel, but that video was also very short. It was only like 5 minutes and I didn't go very in depth. So, yeah, Nightmare on Elm Street is a 1984 slasher movie directed by Wes Craven. He also wrote it, and it stars Heather Langenkamp, John Saxon, Robert Englund, and Johnny Depp. Those are just all the people named off because I'm not like looking at anything. I literally just finished the movie right now, and I just pressed record. I'm just gonna let all my thoughts go out. And actually, what I wanted to do that I thought would be kind of fun is I probably should have had this prepared. And right now, there's been 2 minutes of me rambling. I'm not actually talking about the movie, but I have an IMDb account. And about 3 years ago, 2015, 16, I think starting 2016, I started reviewing movies on IMDb because I thought that would be kind of fun. And in October of 2016, I watched the entire Nightmare on Elm Street series, and I actually watched part 6, Freddy's Dead, The Final Nightmare, first because it was on TV before the rest of them. So I reviewed, let me see here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I reviewed the first 5 parts and part 7 all in one day. I watched them all in one day. So I already did the marathon the first time I watched, but we're going to read my original IMDb review here so I can get some of my thoughts out, and we'll see if I still agree with it. So, said here, I called it dark, gritty, and highly entertaining. This movie is great, as I forgot my problems with the film, which were nitpicks anyway. I'll just talk about how good it is. It has great atmosphere. The tone is actually very serious. The characters are all well developed and well acted. I love the score, and the effects are great. The kills are awesome, and I didn't hate the ending as much as others did. I like the fact that as the movie goes on, Nancy, the final girl of the movie, gets more and more paranoid. But the biggest pro, the concept of the movie, and Freddy Krueger himself, he's just so different and very different than the typical slasher villain. Nightmare on Elm Street is a fantastic, smart, gritty movie that manages to be fun at the same time. You know what? I agree with all of that, except I don't think the characters are well developed, but they're not like deep characters. You care about them because you feel bad for them in this situation. And what I like about the movie so much is that there's not a lot of exposition because like they don't explain all the different rules of the dream world, and like Freddy Krueger's backstory isn't revealed until towards the end of the movie. So, and he's in the shadows for most of the time, which I really like. It's really cool. But with the Blu-ray, the quality is really good, so you can see him more. And I already know what Freddy Krueger looks like, so I'm not complaining too much. But I feel like it kind of takes away because it is very dark. But because it's on Blu-ray, like the quality is up. That's why I feel like the movies wouldn't be super good on 4K. But yeah, the atmosphere is definitely very good. And but as I was saying about the exposition, you learn with the characters. I feel like in the remake, they were already having nightmares from before the movie even started. And that's kind of how it is in the first movie, but they're like explaining what happened in their dreams to each other, and you get to learn the different rules of the dream world as the movie goes on, which is really cool. It's good world building. It feels different than regular slasher movies. And I love 80s slashers. Those are one of my favorite subgenres of film is slasher. I love Scream. I love all the big stuff. I haven't watched as much as the obscure stuff, but I really want to. I actually wanted to start a podcast with Weiss over at Spice and Weiss, my friend, my best friend. I'm just gonna throw that out there. Shout out to you, man. I'm waving at you. Um, this video is way too long, but yeah, you know what? I'm gonna open up my IMDb review here again, just so I can have everything. My problems are nitpicks anyway. There's one scene where the audio is very clearly dubbed over, and like some of the effects, it's because of the Blu-ray quality. Like the effects, it's like, whoa, that doesn't look good in high definition, but that's kind of to be expected. So, and Heather Langenkamp, she wasn't fully believable when she was like crying. It was good acting, but it wasn't like really great. But Nancy's a really good character overall. I think she's very strong and resourceful, and I feel like she does more than Laurie Strode in Halloween. Just gonna throw that out there. Yeah, I think so. She's more proactive when it comes to the story. Although that makes sense because this is a different kind of movie than Halloween. It's a very different slasher movie. That's what I like about it. It's not just like a silent mass killer killing a bunch of teenagers in the woods or anything. It's this guy in the dream world, and Freddy Krueger is just so good. He's in the shadows through most of the movie. He doesn't even say that many jokes. Like he says like three one-liners. That this is God, and then I'm your boyfriend now, Nancy, and no running in the hallway. Everything else he says is like actual threats, and they're not like him joking. He's very dark and serious in this movie, and he's not really in it, which is cool. And one of my favorite YouTubers, Dave McRae, said one of the reasons that the original movie is so good is because the dream sequences are about Freddy Krueger. They're not like, whoa, look at all this wacky, insane stuff that's happening in the dreams like the sequels. Freddy is the main villain, and he's the star. The dreams feel realistic, which at first when I heard Dave say that, I was like, it's the dream world, anything can happen. But it does feel more grounded and believable that you would have these dreams because it's just like them hanging out in their backyard in the boiler room. It feels like very real locations in the atmosphere. It's so good. And yeah, I do like that Nancy gets more and more paranoid. The kills, there's a surprisingly low body count. It's very low. Not many, well, there's not many characters in general. That's why I like it. Keeps it very simple. It's just these couple teenagers. The adults are all useless. They don't really believe them. And that's why the tone is so good because it feels very like impending doom, I guess. Like it's gonna be hard for them to win. And I did like the ending. Like I know some people didn't like it, but the way that Wes Craven originally wanted to end it, um, I understand it, but you know they were gonna try to make sequels. Well, actually, that's not true because a lot of slasher movies don't have sequels. But the way that Robert Shea, the head of New Line Cinema at the time, and this movie really kickstarted New Line Cinema after it made so much money. All my thoughts are kind of all over the place. I'm sorry. I'm not like a critic. I just like talking about movies. But yeah, I think the ending, the way that Robert Shea wanted it to be, which is the one that we, excuse me, got in the movie, works more. Um, yeah, the acting is good. The score, it's like very synthy, and I feel like some of it is overused, like the main theme, the do do do. I'm not gonna sing the rest, might get copyrighted, but I feel like they slightly overused it. You know, like how in some Halloween movies they use the main Halloween theme too much. Um, and the effects are really good for the time, and the deaths are very well well executed. I don't know what I wasn't trying to go for a pun, but I ended up doing it. The executions were well executed. Um, yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't know if it's smart, although there is some cool themes in there, like how it's the sins of the adults are being taken out on their children, and Freddy is just so good in this movie because he's in the shadows. He's not really in it, but he's still so memorable because Robert Englund's performance is so good, and he's very dark, serious. And I do want another Elm Street movie. I want one more like this one, the original. I want like Freddy in the shadows, and he doesn't say a lot of one-liners. He's very serious, and I guess that's kind of how the remake tried to be, but nobody really likes that movie, do they? And I'm so excited because the Nightmare on Elm Street rights are in the Wes Craven, his estate, and I don't want Blumhouse to get this actually. Like Blumhouse owns all horror. I don't want. I mean, one part of me is like, you know how cool it would be if they made like Marvel Cinematic Universe style stuff with all the slasher icons and you put them all together and then you do like Freddy versus Jason versus Michael versus Ghostface versus Leatherface versus Chucky versus Pinhead. It sounds cool, but it also sounds ridiculous. And I feel like with horror, it kind of takes away when they're all there, you know? Because with superheroes, it works, but with these slasher villains, they're good on their own, but when you put them together, they're like, even though I do really like Freddy vs. Jason. That was one of the first ones I saw out of both of the series, so it still holds a special place in my heart. But yeah, I guess that's my brief thoughts. I don't know if I want a remake specifically, because I think maybe you could like pick up after this, not the second one, what am I saying? After the original, do what they did with Halloween, where you just ignore all the sequels. But I wouldn't want it to be Heather Langenkamp coming back, Robert Englund coming back. I think you could just make a loose sequel to the original, or maybe part three, because I think it would be cool if we had a new generation of Dream Warriors. But I don't know why I coughed again. I'm sorry. But yeah, I think maybe you could just like pick it up very loosely and just have it be Freddy going after a new generation of kids. Although I guess you could do that as a sequel to like Freddy vs. Jason. I just want it to be a new actor because I don't want it to just be one movie with Robert Englund. That's it. Because I want a couple like Elm Streets. Either you do like Blumhouse or someone like that gets it, and then you get the more mainstream stuff. I want Dream Warriors. I want a balance of fun and darkness. Or that's like with new generation of Dream Warriors. Or I want dark, serious remake. Don't make him a pedophile like in the remake or like the 2010 remake and cast a new actor, have him be a young guy. Yeah, that's it. So overall, I'm gonna give the original Nightmare on Elm Street a 10 out of 10. Like I said, the only real complaints that I had with it were minor stuff, and it was like technical aspects, and that's just because of the filmmaking, or not the. Oh, that sounds bad. The low budget, because it wasn't. It obviously wasn't a very expensive movie, but I think they did good what they have when it comes to just the story, characters, atmosphere, the villain, the acting. It's still really good. So yeah, the original Nightmare on Elm Street gets a 10 out of 10, and I don't know if I'm gonna do it tomorrow, but the one that's next is it's the gay one, Nightmare on Elm Street 2, Freddy's Revenge, and I'll see you then. This is Jay Spice Films and Food. I'm saying bye. Bye.